Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to be doing tank only Germany, so we will only be building tank divisions. We're on regular Iron Man mode with historical AI, so let's get into it here. This is post By Blood Alone. So we'll be seeing some new features, including the new plane designer. So thank you for joining me. And this build is a weird one. You have to build a lot of fuel. And I think what we're going to try this time is we're going to go with Manteufel. Oh, wow. Sultanate of Asa. I haven't seen that before. So there's like a faction within Ethiopia there. Okay, so actually Italy's not at war with them. That's interesting. So we'll send volunteers down there. This is my first time playing By Blood Alone. But I will adapt the build to By Blood Alone as we go here. And we will build civilian factories everywhere. That has 80 leaving the Rhineland area open for refineries later. And we're going to set up our production like this. Okay, there we go. This is interesting. These are TAC bombers. The picture is wrong. They've said that the stats of the airplanes are not going to change. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, we've got the Navy set up. Now let's go ahead and build an Intel agency. Intel agency OP. And I think we're ready to go here. All right, we'll hit start and get into tank only Germany. Air volunteer wing limit. Oh, wow. And then these are capped at 100. So there's only 100 with air wings allowed. That's interesting. And we got Rhineland, and we'll go 4-year plan second. And the first thing we'll do is go free trade with the political power that we receive from Rhineland. And we also have 6 army experience. So let's make a variant of the tank. Okay, we'll get dispersed industry 1 here, and then we're going to shuffle. We'll juggle construction 1 onto this empty slot. And we'll get that done before we get all the 100x bonuses so that we don't apply the bonus twice on accident. We could go improve frame. That's a little expensive, but to fully upgrade the fighter, we're going to need to go down to engines 4 as well as heavy MG. So let's just go ahead and get started on heavy machine gun. Yeah, it doesn't look like we can adjust the air wing size at all. Okay, so that's actually really good. Okay, we got 4-year plan. We'll just take that into autarky all the way down to the extra research slot, picking up those much needed civilian factories on the way. And okay, that area disappeared. Am I still at war? These guys don't go back on their own? They're at war with Italian Ethiopia still, but Italian Ethiopia doesn't exist. So we have a recall volunteers button. That's interesting. So the Ethiopian government, Haile Selassie, must have gone into hiding. All right, we already received construction 1. We'll get construction 2. The magic with that is we get construction 2 earlier so that we could build civs faster. Oh, and it looks like they went back to giving us tungsten from Sweden. I don't know why they went back to that. Maybe a little paradox dev meme there. I'm not sure. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to improve relations, and we'll send our air volunteers and our army. And by now, they should accept our attaché, and we'll stop improving relations. Now, that enables us to get war support over 50% so that we are able to go war economy. So we'll get that right off the bat. And then we'll get Hjalmar Schacht. And Hjalmar is worth a solid civ and a half. Looks like our 2 divisions are down here in Spain. The important thing is just to create a battle plan, and then we could take them out of the battle plan and manually micro them. What I want to do is try to find where the USSR volunteers are. It doesn't look like they've arrived yet. So let's just get one of these bad boys up to the front, and then we'll start grinding over here across this river. And we've got 20 army experience, so let's go ahead and get political loyalty, which boosts our stability up to 93%, thus boosting factory output, political power gain, reduces consumer good factories. It's amazing for almost everything. Once we have the small frame, we don't have to research casts separately, but to make your cast effective, you're going to need to put cannons 2 on it. So you will have to research that. And it looks like we could pick up motorization drive, and we can make the tank template. So we're going to make 2 different types of tank templates. The first one is just going to be kind of a generalized one, and I want the org over 30% or 30. And so where organization is 31, HP is increased, and the stats are pretty good. The hardness, though, is a little low. Interesting to note, it doesn't look like we could do the light SP for free. It looks like that's actually going to cost 5 army experience to put that in the template. So now we have an offensive and a defensive style of division. Definitely worth juggling the airframe, because now there's not 2 airframes, one for CAS and one for fighter. It's just one airframe. So concentrating your research onto this is even more value than it was before. But it looks like the air experience has definitely been nerfed, but we'll need less air experience for this anyways, so it shouldn't matter. And we've got the improved small airframe and the next tank gun. So let's keep on upgrading the tank, and then we're going to go for engine 4, and we'll build out our fighter right now. So as you can see, you get the carrier airframe for free. You don't have to research it. And by my estimation, we should go engine 3. We will then go 4 times heavy machine gun. And let's see if there's anything else to put on here. We don't really need anything else. So if we wanted to make CAS, we could put the 2x CAS cannon on it. And that should give us some ground attack. It says ground attack of 2. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to build a vanilla fighter here, and it only costs 8 air experience. So that's quite cheap. And the agility is up to 71, and the air attack is 12. So if we want this to have more air attack, we're going to have to sacrifice speed, which I don't really want to do. I want to make sure that they run a bunch of sorties. So we'll just see how this air frame works out. And let's give it an updated picture here. So we'll just give it the Fighter 2 picture. Okay, so we can make our CAS now. Let's make sure that we pick up radio. Actually, we could build the CAS out off of this, and it would cost less. So we have the engine 3. We will get to the anti-tank cannon, which, wow, vastly decreases agility. There's no air attack, but ground attack is 15. We can also get small bomb bays, which just decreases the agility to almost nothing. So is there any way that we could save our agility here? Or if I put on like light machine guns, our speed decreases, but we have a little bit of air attack. But the point of this is not to do air attack, so we'll just hold off on that. Okay, dive brakes gives us some air defense and some naval targeting with a reduction of speed. But what I'm really looking for is agility here. You could also do non-strategic material usage, which would be wood, which we don't want to do yet. We have plenty of materials. And then you could put floats on it if you wanted them to attack naval targets. So this will be our CAS. Let's give it the Cannon Vogel picture. So we've got our improved airframe there, and we'll put out some CAS next. Let's check out the production cost, 29, and Fighter 2 production cost is 25. So pretty cheap. We'll see how they perform against the AI Air. We also have the advanced light tank chassis. So we could build this out. We'll make sure to put an auto upgrade on that. And we'll just save that right there and make sure that the auto upgrade is checked. And we'll make this our tank. We lost all of our production efficiency, but we should catch up fairly quickly. And let's check out our 2 flavors of tank template. So here's one on the defensive, 18 width. And then the offensive has hardness of greater than 53%. Our economy is slowing down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do here is back off free trade to export focus. And then that's going to open up our resource gain here. So it looks like Monteufel now has logistics wizard. So we'll pick that up, and Panzer expert. And we've ground everything that we need on him. So let's go ahead and recall volunteers so that we can set up for war. So 3 collabs on France, 2 on Poland. Let's set these spies to the Netherlands over here. Okay, so we had enough political power, so we picked up Halder, and our next target would be Guderian for the armor technology, max speed 10%, as well as the reduction in mobile warfare doctrine cost. So we have war now, and let's go ahead and just rumble forward here on a battle plan. And I'm glad that we rolled our economic law back, because we're going to have a lot of problems with resources here in a minute. And the tanks do quite well as long as they're on the offensive. Let's go ahead, Rommel, and just rumble forward. Should be a cakewalk. And you guys are getting the sense of how easy it is here. Well, these guys are just waiting to be clapped. Not sure why they're low supply. We have Dunkirk here. But it does look like I'm going to have to pull out at least half of these guys back to, like, let's go back to Essen. Those are the 42 widths. They're a little too thick. And immediately that helps out supply quite a bit. And we'll head for Amiens next. Belgium caps. We're going to make sure that Rommel's got a direction to steer, so that he keeps on going forward, and continue to battle plan over here. Von Munstein's just chilling on the Maginot. No big deal there. And we got a tank encirclement already. We'll keep heading up the coast and see if they allow us to snake into Paris. Not sure where those tanks went. Probably spreading out. And as soon as we get Paris, it should be winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's establish Vichy, France. Let's check out our occupied territories and see how well the collabs worked. So we have 46. So the 2 collabs on Poland gave us a 46% compliance gain. We have 100% compliance in France, which is huge, because look at all the resource gain that we have. And we'll be doing North Africa next video, and the video after that will probably be Barbarossa. Thank you guys for joining me, and hopefully you guys check out By Blood Alone. It's a great DLC. I think it's the best DLC that they've had thus far because of all the quality of life improvements with the air and things like that, included the much anticipated Italy focus tree. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.